Yeah. La 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 la. Yeah. Your life hits hard, but I hit right back. I never back down. I keep it on track. It's the same day with no problems. I keep rising from the bottom. 'Cause when the sun comes up and I look around, I can feel that love, I can hear that sound. They're never gonna hold me down. I'm higher than the ceiling now, and then I need to worry about, 'cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright. It's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, 'cause I got no problems. Yes, every day was a war. Yeah, it kinda took a while. When they tell me I should stay, I just jump with a smile. Yeah, it's hard until you notice. Everybody's got their moment. When the sun comes up and I look around, I can feel that love, I can hear the sound. Listen up. They're never gonna hold me down. I'm higher than the ceiling now, and then I need to worry about, 'cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright. It's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, 'cause I got no problems. 'Cause I got no problems. 'Cause I got no problems. Do you feel a little down? Say it. No problems. Let you in, but you out. Sing it. No problems. They're never gonna hold me down. I'm higher than the ceiling now. Have none I need to worry about, 'cause I got no problems. They're never gonna hold me down. I'm higher than the ceiling now. Have none I need to worry about, 'cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright. It's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, 'cause I got no problems.
won't set me back again. Oh, I'm not asleep or awake. Let the future escape. Take me back to you. Just shake the ground. Oh, this lightness, it will fill the air around. Oh, I'm not asleep or awake. Let the future escape. Back to you.
I pack my suitcase, headed out the door. I keep my shoes laced. 2,000 miles away from home. A couple dollars in my pocket, never stopped the boy before. I load my bags and hit the road.
Miles past, turning back, found my track. Face the fact, she a cold one. Never gonna settle for none. Stay up every night till I won. Don't want a slow rise now. I'm confident opulence isn't a long ride out. When I look back now, I'm astounded. A quiet boy from old age, but always felt the world was a stage, yeah. I celebrate one last late night. My old life, it's
my suitcase, headed out the door, I keep my shoes laced. 2,000 miles away from home, a couple dollars in my pocket, never stopped the boy before. I load my bags and hit the road.
I'm headed to LA. Headed on my way. I'm headed on my way to LA. Headed on my way soon.
Couple thousand miles, throw it on the dash. Shit, 10,000 hours, can't let them pass. Yeah, well, I was putting time in, you was pulled up wildin'. You always had shit to say, now when I see you, it's silence. Thought I'd have a Grammy by 25. Commas after commas next to dollar sign, yeah. Had to remind myself why I'm living this life. Look at all the late nights, it'll all come in due time, yeah.
Made for the fight, for the pain and the climb. Tied to the life I chose. Stay through the night, another day, not a dime. Race against time. I couldn't just lay by and wonder what I could have made mine. I'm closing on the moment, no one's gonna hold me down. From
I
getting
pack my suitcase, headed out the door, I keep my shoes laced. 2,000 miles away from home, a couple dollars in my pocket, never stopped the boy before. I load my bags and hit the road.
feel like something new. You feel like something. You feel like something new. You feel like something. Don't just stop it. Doing what you do. When I lay back, holding on to you. Ooh, ooh, feel like something new. Yeah, got my senses here on overload. All my body is for you to hold. Ooh, 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 feel like something new. Yeah, and I never thought that you got me wanting. Never thought that ooh, never thought that I'd be saying you feel more like a dream. Yeah, you feel like something new. You feel like something. You feel like something new. You feel like something. I feel like I'm in another galaxy. Take my time in your eternity. Ooh, 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 feel like something new. Yeah, and I never thought that got me wanting. Never thought that ooh, never thought that I'd be saying you feel more like a dream. Yeah, feel like something. 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 I'm bulletproof, don't ever lose. Put the evil in the devil and I'm letting loose. I'm an earthquake, make your bones shake. There's no question I'm the king, I always dominate. A force to be reckoned with, better remember it. Look at what I can do, walking all over you. Incredible, it's criminal, I never lose. I'm bulletproof. Best in the game, we all know my name. Can't run now, it's too late. Got winning in my blood, in my DNA. It's destiny, it's fate. Unbreakable, unbeatable, undefeatable. I'm invincible. Unbreakable, unbeatable, undefeatable. I'm invincible. I'm bulletproof, don't ever lose. Put the evil in the devil and I'm letting loose. I'm
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to North American ESL Challenger League. It's the second week of action here. Boggs and Pineapple Phillips on the mic for this one. And Nate, it's good to be back, and it's great to have a matchup that like we have tonight.
Yep, a very exciting one. Two top-tier teams going head-to-head. Very similar overall records between the two. I believe NRG have played one more set of BO1s as opposed to Boss, but still, they are relatively speaking neck and neck, and also at the top of the totem pole. Party Astronauts number one, NRG and Boss closely behind. NRG losing two best of ones against Getting Info last time we saw them on the main channel. Boss at 5-1, dropping one singular best of one, I believe, against Bad News Capybaras. But again, two top-tier teams, two teams expected to make at least relatively deep runs into playoffs. There's no place I'd rather be tonight, Boggs.
Yeah, no place at all. It's a great Monday night marquee matchup here between Boss and NRG. And considering the teams that we do have in ECL this season, or the lack of teams like M80 and Wildcard, Boss definitely has a case to make for being one of the top teams, but they have to beat teams like NRG to really cement that.
Yeah, NRG is a team that has historically struggled against some of the top-tier teams. They always get close to qualifying for big events and then stumble at the final hurdle. They're trying to solidify themselves as a top-tier team, as are Boss. Of course, we do have another game tonight, or actually, we only have one game tonight, NRG and Boss on this channel. I believe there's one on ESL CSB. I can't remember who it is. But of course, Boggs, we do have the bands. It's a relatively short pregame show. The first best of one on the night, NRG starting as Team B. That means Boss will ban first. They take out Train, NRG taking out Nuke and Ancient, Boss dropping Dust 2 and Inferno, and NRG, with the choice between Mirage and Anubis, send us off to the ruins of Anubis.
Yeah, and it's a good map for NRG. Great map, even 6-0 record in the last 3 months. Wins against Nouns and Chill Guys. Threw Ultra Iron in there as well, just for a little more ECL level of competition. But NRG very comfortable on the map. Boss, meantime, 2-2 in the last 3 months, but their only win with this roster came against Ultra Iron Club. It was quite dominant in that map. Don't remember the exact score, but it was huge. But here's the thing, Nate. Ultra Iron Club and NRG are two completely different oppositions.
Yes, they are. Ultra Iron Club recently getting that promotion. As I covered extensively, they made that Cinderella run in through playoffs. Of course, we do have our player to watch, though. That, of course, is going to be George. There's a lot of players we could choose to highlight. Last time, when Laz and I covered NRG, we went with Bro. Bro struggled. He had that curse put on him. This time around, though, Boggs, we elected to go with George.
Yeah, I mean, 1.23 HLTV rating in the last 3 months, a pretty good impact of 1.29, 84.4 ADR. There's plenty of people who could have chose, but George is always that guy who's going to put up consistently good numbers and performances. Now, is George necessarily going to be the standout performer on a map? No, and you probably don't want him to if you are on his team, because that means that somebody else is having a really bad day in the office.
Yeah, George has voluntarily taken a supportive role on the last couple teams he's been on. We kind of criticized it for a while, but it seems like it was a choice that he made on his own, and it is a role that he can still fill well. As you mentioned, he can have pop-off moments. They either need to come in his direction or his team needs to really struggle. We'll have to see if he's provided the opportunities required today to really have that stellar individual performance. But either way, he should play his role well, whether it's from the front or from the supportive side of things.
He's really become a very well-rounded player, and that's a really good thing from his maturity standpoint. I mean, if you had to mention a player that could slot into pretty much any team and play any role in North America, my mind goes straight to George. And he's established himself as one of the best in the region for that reason.
One of the best in the region, I have to agree, and this has been a great opportunity for him on NRG. Now, both these teams have made recent roster changes. Boss had some players leave, being Darty and Cryptic. I believe Cryptic going over towards Nouns to be the IGL there. So instead, they picked up Wolfie and Snav, Snav being the man at the helm for the team. NRG making an elective roster swap up, picking up Bro from across the pond. He's having some decent performances thus far. He did perform individually quite well versus Getting Info, at least on the first map they played. Second map, though, was a very different story. We'll have to see if NRG have kind of shored up their weaknesses as we head into this first best of one on the evening. NRG on the defense to start things off on Anubis. Boss over on the offensive, and as we can already see, investments coming through. Snav, 2 pieces of utility, 1 dropped over to Slight, and a kit flash for Nitro on the other side of the scoreboard.
Now for NRG, they like to get off with a pistol round victory. Their pistol rounds at 41.7% win rate on this map, and that's a great flash from Boss to try and get the start. But Hext has 2 Nitro-supported flashes, helping out to blind Wolfie and Freshie. And that stone walls Boss on the entry through A main. They'll try to make a quick audible over towards B site, but the main presence from Fruit Cup being dealt with by Bro. Now he's been dinked down, all but removed, finally punished by Fruit Cup, but OC's here to help out. George is spotted and dealt with as well, but OC 2 quick headshots, Fruit Cup flanked. Long range fight, 1 versus 2. Plenty of time on the clock though, so that does favor Fruit Cup here. He does have armor as well. Only half his HP as the bomb goes down. Nitro, 1 chance, and he nailed it. Great job there from him. And he started it with the flashbang, finished it with the individual skill.
Yep, pair of kills for both Hext and OC. OC fending off that B take at least for a good while. Hext getting that double to start things off over towards A. Very well played from NRG to stop the take from Boss. I like the quick adaptations from the T side of Boss, but still it wasn't enough in the end. Very well done from NRG to start things off on the right foot. Boss, though, with that bomb plant, are going to go for an investment to try and punish the NRG CT economy. See some upgraded pistols, a MAC-10, a couple Galils, and a little bit of utility as well. Love to see which way Boss want to take this one. It looks like at the moment they're content just sitting around and waiting for openings.
A little bit of mid-pressure. They do get gifted the opening. Nitro peeking for information. He's down, but he was just the SMG. Wolfie running around with that Tech 9 early, easy open. Bro through the smoke. Has help from camera. Won't see anything. Next will pop 1. Bro expected, though. Good read by Snav and Fruit Cup to go back. Hext has to push forward into main. Snav a second. This time onto OC. Over towards CT. All the kills working out for Boss right now as the bomb is down. Hext pincered as well, so NRG have to try to make the case out of this round. It's backstab on Hext. He does nothing, and George falls as well. A succinct mop-up from Boss. They were given an inch, they took a mile, and they tied it up at 1.
The scrappy statement to rebuke that pistol round victory. Aggressive through middle, a bit chaotic as they throw a flurry of utility in. But Boss thrive in the chaos. 4 survive, 2 pick up FAMASIS, and 1 picks up an M4. Very good for the T economy. And NRG have no real choice but to buy into the Force Buy Wars. They have pistols, though, not even a primary to be spoken of, not even a kit either if we get that far. It's going to be an uphill battle for NRG, a far greater disparity between the two teams in terms of weaponry in this round than the last.
That's not to say, though, that the 5.7s and the like cannot find a way to win against the rifles. It's still a very dangerous buy for Boss to go up against, as they are entrenched around corners and tight angles. It's difficult to clear them out without utility and proper spacing. These sort of pistol half buys, force buys, as the case may be, can really snowball out of control if you are Boss, so they're taking it slow and steady, don't want to overextend, don't want to lose any guns. Don't want to give anything over to NRG for free. There's the utility clearing things out. I like the mid lurk. That's exactly why it's there. Fruit Cup pops Nitro. There's 3 players here on A's side, though, and Boss do still have to make a move at some point. 50 seconds to go. Time running down. They still have not decided on where they want to make their final destination. It looks like they're going to edge over towards B now. Leave a couple players main as a lurk, but make B the final resting place of this round. And that's a good decision here, given the rotations. They don't know what we do. And I think it's more based off of the fact they got a kill and a contact. And they heard some rotations over towards the A site here. Bro, over in dark. Has to do a lot of work. The MAC-10's already found 1. There's another push next. Bro gets mollied out. And that's just clean mop-up work by Boss. OC's the last man standing, and I don't think there's anything he can really do here. Wolfie's not even going to aggress despite only having a MAC-10.
Keep it clean, keep all 5 up, build that T economy, rather quickly. NRG, it might have suited them to save their weapons and their Kevlar going into round 3, seeing as it will be a save, but unfortunately they all fall. Boss are the ones to string rounds together first. And of course, as I mentioned, they keep all 5 up. If they can do the same in this round, their economy will be in a very healthy spot early on in this first half, and that does not bode well for the NRG defensive camp, who, as we know, will probably struggle as the CT side does historically.
Boss right now getting the start on the T side. They can get a very strong one, would help them out. They do not have the best CT side on this map. Only a 37.8% win rate. Again, roster changes do make a difference, but that's not a good start, at least when it looks at the CT side. So right now, it's get everything they can on the strong side. Try and make it as easy as possible to get this one over the line. Open A site here. Boss will waltz their way in. Won't have any real trouble. Snav might be the only one who gets caught out, but he's already made his way back to his teammates. And it's going to come down to how many kills the pistols can get, if any. And even then, the money for Boss is already getting out of control here. And there's more chances for, now it's Slight on the MAC-10 to get a lot of money.
Yes, he is low, though, so he needs to be wary of these pistols. X, first contact, Shadow betrays him. Wolfie does him in cleanly. 3 more now, grouped up outside A main. NRG, the name of the game for them is exit kills. They want to funnel Boss out of the choke points on their flee from the radius. Hopefully do some damage with the bomb as a nice cherry on top. Swing from a second, Bro taken down. George does get 1 for his team. Wolfie's team damage comes to bite Slight. Bomb will go off. All 4 sitting in main instead. The radius does not reach nearly as far as I thought it did. Wolfie and Freshy find 2 more, and OC will save a MAC-10. Probably not the most useful weapon. I doubt anybody will use it going into round number 5.
Yeah, probably not, and I'm sure he would want an op in this situation, but he's not going to get it. I'm surprised Boss call attack pause here, though. They have the momentum 3 rounds in a row, but it speaks to me that Boss want to ensure victory here on the first actual gun round of this game. That's why they're investing the timeout here. They don't want to let anything go to chance. They want to make sure they can tighten that vice and squeeze it down on NRG as early as possible. And Boss know how critical this is for early standings. They also know how important it is to be top 2, because you get a very nice bye in the playoffs. So for Boss right now, you see NRG as fresh meat. And you can take them down, conquer them. Top 2 in ECL is all but guaranteed at that point.
Yeah, this would be a big scalp to find. And Boss has already seen that NRG can bleed. God, just a couple days ago, last Friday, versus getting info. George, a hefty chunk of damage taken early, down to 37. I think he was tagged through the wall by the op. Maybe not. Slight has a full mag, so it must have been a nade instead. A slow one from Boss across the map. 1 spotting B, 2 probing middle, 2 looking towards A main. Slow and measured. Still over a minute left on the clock.
Yeah, that's not measured at all, Nate.
It's not. Freshy, a nice opening as well. The Moss rings through, finds the headshot onto a player with no helmet. Very good start for Boss, and a lot of control at the center point of the map.
And a lot of damage done to George. Bro joining that unhappy party. Down to 6 HP now as he's having to fall away. That's all one man in Fruit Cup, doing all of the damage. A still seems to be the target here for Boss, as they're all kind of grouping up and ready to go in onto the A site. Now, though, refocusing towards middle, time becoming a factor. Boss will have to move, and move quickly.
NRG gambling, though.
Yeah.
And gambling on a B site taken. Boss have waited this out perfectly. NRG have to save. There's no way they should be able to retake this.
They do. And I think that's kind of what Boss were waiting for. They were waiting for NRG to make a play. Gamble rotation's over. And they waltz right into the open A site. Get the bomb down. NRG can do nothing about it. 4 in a row for Boss off the bounce. And for NRG, I think it might be their turn to call a timeout here.
Probably. 4 survive means they should have a decent enough investment in the following with that max loss bonus. Not quite max, but still close enough. I wholeheartedly agree. Things are getting out of control. It's flawless round after flawless round for Boss. But last round they lost 1 player. The round before that lost none. This round they lose none. Boss's economy is going to become oppressive very quickly. Fruit Cup goes down with the ship, but still 4 surviving is very good, and a Galil dropped isn't the worst outcome.
I will say Wolfie with the FAMAS is not ideal at all. It's not post-buff FAMAS, it's still pre-buff FAMAS. But there's 2 FAMASs over on NRG and Hex and Nitro, so there is that silver lining.
It's useful against players without helmets.
Yes. That is very true.
One of the biggest factors to me. 4 players have no helmets. Prioritizing utility instead, and that makes the FAMAS far more deadly. We saw Freshi get that drive-by in middle earlier on when he went crazy. A lot of opportunities for the very same plays as they rush out B. First player in towards E-Box gets 1. George low on HP though. Freshi knows exactly where Bro is lurking as well. It's chaos, but it's the site taken and a 3 versus 3 secured.
Yeah, site takes aren't always going to be clean and easy. Sometimes it is going to come down to a couple trades in to get the bomb down. Nitro trying to find something back in. Hexed outside of E-Box. OC on the way through main. 3-prong retake for NRG here. Nade blows open the smoke, but Nitro still unspotted as of now. Time dwindles. He has that kit, and he spots Wolfie. Deals with him. Freshie trades it out, but OC comes in. 1, not quite 2. Slate has the op, and he strikes for 1. Molotov onto his angle. Hex in the smoke. Slate blows open the smoke, though, and he hits a great shot on Hex, too. Quick shots from Slight. And despite that little bit of a scare against OC, which he turned into not one at all, had some good opping, good pistoling from Slight. And Boss, scrappy round, but a good gun round to win.
Scrappy round, but again, they've built up that buffer as well. Normally, NRG have a silver lining in the damage they've done, but because Boss have won so many rounds so cleanly, the losses are easily soaked up. Reinvestments come through. The full buys. NRG as well, able to go for an investment because 4 players survived in the round before last. They have the op for OC as well, albeit at the cost of a good bit of utility. Again, only 1 kit in play. It's on George this time around. Boss have shown us so many different looks, so many different plays. NRG are just continually having to guess at what Boss have up their sleeve.
And Boss seem to have more and more up their sleeve every single round that goes by. There's a new trick in the Jester's repertoire. Whether it's juggling, knives, eating fire, somersaults, tumbling, jokes, stand-up comedy. I don't think slam poetry is there yet, so...
You just call Boss a bunch of jesters?
Potentially.
Village fools?
Well, there's a difference between a jester and a village fool.
I know.
A jester was also usually one of the king's greatest advisors. A very trusted and powerful position, believe it or not. Also the only one who could insult the king without repercussions.
OC takes down the helmsman. The man in charge, Snav, now playing an RTS with his teammates as the pawns. 25 seconds left, though. They have to make their move. Wolfie, the lurk outside A, caught by Hex probing for information. And Boss might have lost the plot. They're now racing into B, but there's 3 players here ready to chop the take. Nitro 1, Bro another. Fruit Cup alone, and Fruit Cup felled. 4 survive for NRG. That helps them build a bit of a CT economy. And at long last, they finally put another round on the board. But again, Boss have a good amount of money in the bank. They're going to continue to invest. Things are still going to be difficult for the NRG camp.
Things are going to be relatively difficult still indeed, but Boss have to change up their strategy. That last round was far too slow, far too methodical. By the time things actually started happening, one casualty snowballed into two, and the round was essentially over at that point. For NRG, if Boss play like that again, don't change anything. But Boss need to force NRG into making more plays. Yeah, try to force some errors out of the CT side.
Go for some early control, perhaps.
Yeah. I think that's what Freshie wants to do out mid here. Go for a little bit of control, but does he go through the smoke is the real question.
He's dropping. Is he dropping? Goes through.
He saw him? He did not see him. Got spotted. Nitro caught blindsided. And then Fruit Cup catches Bro in the meantime. Out towards B main. George gets one, but he loses half his health. Those Fruit Cups there. And Fruit Cup times it to perfection. Freshie ate a nade for dinner, though, and that's going to make it a 3v2 hold for Boss as the bomb goes down. Slights op on rotation all the way back A main. On the stairs, going to have to rotate in. OC stops the bomb plant. I don't know how that happened, but that is ludicrous. Larcenous from OC.
This makes the round doable. Through the pizza smoke, Hext comes. He furthers the advantage. And as you mentioned, Slight all the way back in main. Had a long rotation and is now locked out of the site without the bomb. And in a deficit situation, 1v2, misses the op shot this time around, not even a leg to be found, and Hex racing forward, gets the kill, a hat trick for him, and OC, an incredibly consequential wall bang onto the player planting behind the half wall.
That is disgusting from OC. Just takes one shot and wins the round essentially by virtue of that. Stops the bomb plant. Hext goes sicko mode around smokes, jumping out of B main. And now NRG have brought Boss to the end of their money. Last buy for the Boss boys. And NRG, despite not having a very strong bank here, able to build something and maybe even get close to a tie ball game here as George takes a lot of nade damage again. Freshie's taking quite a bit, down to 69 HP. I'm sure he's not too fussed about the number just because he'll think it's funny.
Yeah, he does. Made a comment about it, I'm sure.
Oh, had to have.
We all know his personality.
Look
Just under
at
a minute 20.
positioning mid, Nate.
3 at middle from NRG. They want to shut down Freshie. They know he likes to stomp around, push forward, go for those one-on-one duels. But Boss are not going for such a play. They're grouping up towards B main instead for an outright execute. We have one lurk. Is Wolfie slowly slinking up towards the canals. NRG have at least set up correctly. They're going for a retake B. The best setup you could ask for when you're putting so much emphasis on middle. George might even set up his teammate for a kill on the crossing. Bro. Spamming. Fruit Cup and Wolfie, though, start things off right. Wolfie down to 12, still taking control. Bomb plant will be secured, not behind the half wall this time around. They've learned from their mistakes. And NRG in a 3 versus 5 at this point, probably going to call it quits.
Yeah, definitely have to save it again. Only OC has money left at 46k. Hext is on the border of being able to have a good buy, but not really guaranteed. They have to save. They have to save, and they're not going to like the result of that. 6 rounds to Boss now. 5 alive for Boss as well. And that's also a concerning factor here for NRG. It's the fact that Boss are winning rifle rounds flawlessly. That's really good for the team. Not good at all for NRG. And would you consider there's still 3 rounds to go in this half, and Boss have not really slowed down much despite that little stumble for the last couple of rounds? NRG are going to have to bank on a very, very strong offensive side in the second half to be able to take this map.
The stats do at least lend themselves to that kind of play. 69.4% T win rate for NRG. Meanwhile, Boss have an abysmal sub 40% CT win rate, so NRG 4 might be all they need. Maybe even 3, if they really get the ball rolling quickly. Boss wanting to put this half to bed firmly in their favor. George, again in E-box, smoked off, looking for something. Slight though, slinking forward once more towards the water. Awesome, once more looking towards mid. Nate opened the smokes, Freshie at the point. No one sticking around for a peek at this time around, though. Instead, NRG are playing far back towards A main. 3 players there, 1 spotting. Now 2 spotting camera. 1 in main proper. Boss. Minute left, bomb picked up. It looks like an A play. This player's ready. Wolfie catches 1. Good flash from Slight, and now they know Nitro's here as well. Wolfie in front of the Molotov. It's the duel, but not the kill. George trades out his teammate. OC through the wall finds Freshie. This round's been spun on its head despite the early opening for Boss. They now find themselves a man down. Bomb, where is it at? Outside A main.
And that's B open.
Yeah, that's the B side taken. Fruit Cup needs to race forward in case a flank is coming through. Snav's going to try to take the fight to his opponents. Catch them off guard in towards Temple. I don't see the spot played often either.
I like this call by Snav. You get inside, it's going to be a difficult clear. A bit at angle. OC does clear it, and Snav shoots a little bit too early. Now it's a game of cat and mouse. Fruit Cup comes to help. But that means Nitro knows where both are. However, he is so far removed from both of them. They're just going to buddy up here. Double nades. It's planted for them in Temple as well. No utility for Nitro here. Just has his kit. And I think he's going to save. Yeah. He wants nothing to do with this. That's 7 to Boss now. And NRG's by the next round. Let's say they're at max loss. It's still not going to be great. Oh,
it's better than I thought it would be. Always use some FOMOSIS to flush out the utility. OC can get an op with no utility, or minimal utility, I should say. X can get dropped by Nitro if they so desire. And they have a tactical pause to talk it out as well. So it could definitely be worse for them, but yeah, having that round snatched away by Snav definitely hurts for NRG. They were up 3-2. They really got the correct read and the good trades once the take began, but good adjustment from Boss. Good work to keep all avenues of opportunity open for a potential take.
Yeah, it's great work by Snav and Fruit Cup there. Meanwhile, for NRG, they take their first time out of the half of the map and of the evening. They're going to rely heavily on that saved AK of Nitro, the off of OC. The scrounge together buy as they desperately search for 5. Bomb's been left at Rugs, so at least for now, Boss look to lean towards A. But where they end really seems to be based off of how they sort of rotate around, how they feel the map out, if they get kills. That early bomb decision, that early bomb lane means nothing. As you can see, it's already been brought over to B, and fast B's on the call here for Boss. They're completely ignoring middle. They're going 3 main, 2 E-box. 3 players here to defend for NRG, but it's takes like this that have demolished holds like this before. NRG could not expect this to be perfect, despite having the heavy lead. And Bro gets removed through the smoke. Molotovs into Dark. Free kill onto George. Nitro's gonna roast like yesterday's lunch, as he does get 1, but only 1. A save has to be called. Wrap it up, Boss have 8. Next and OC might get hunted down as well as Snav and Fruit Cup have plenty of money. They can go prowling for these players. But this half for NRG is lacking their namesake.
Yes, it is. NRG, it was definitely a bold call to play 2 on plat with no smoke to extinguish a Molotov. We've seen Molotovs thrown there time and again by Boss. Of course, in that round, it basically yielded 2. Nitro got mollied out. He did find 1 sure. Second player on the back of the platform also found after he was taken down a bit by the Molotov. 8-3. Now, likely 9th as well. NRG yet to find anything to really stall Boss more than a round or 2. Sure, the investment's still going to be pretty good for this NRG team, but again, it's looked lackluster. We've been wanting more from them throughout this half.
Yeah, we have. And it's more as individuals are concerned, team play is concerned. We saw a little bit of them in the pistol round and a couple of rounds here and there sprinkled in, but for the most part, it's been all Boss here in the first half of Anubis. Boss of the team that looks hungry. They want it more. That's a nice shot from OC. He's had a pretty good night so far. Lots
Finally,
of
change.
Yeah.
Crashing down canals, Nitro in middle.
He caught Freshy pushing through. Finally, Freshy got red.
Where was this earlier on?
Are you asking why far too little, far too late? Or if it's the right time for this to show up? Because that's what I'm asking myself right now.
Or could be enough. It is
That's
the CT side of Anubis. Yeah, I mean, they're well poised to get 4, but it could be turned on its head. As I mentioned, almost a 70% win rate on the T side for NRG and a sub 40% win rate on the CT side for Boss. I feel like this map is far from over. But this round is as well in a 3 versus 5 for Boss, but they have the bomb down. The hard part secured. Snav. Molotov in towards Shrek. This compels them forward. Wolfie's here at a crossfire. Triple swing, are they all here? Bro and Nitro find 2. Fruit Cup gets 1 and a second via the team kill, but OC puts the round to bed. NRG secure a 4th. Stem the bleeding. Will it be enough? We'll see when we return from the break.
And find that I left my distractions behind. In the meantime, I'll blindfold my pride and keep hold of my time like it's gold. Fading color, reaching to find where you wonder how. Saying we're all fine, wasting around a waste of time.
NRG finally looking invigorated in that final round of the first half, but as we said, will it be enough as they head into the favored side of Anubis? or will their sluggish start be their demise? It's Pineapple Phillips and Boggs on the microphone. NRG trailing by 4 as we enter the second pistol round of this map. Boss, full Kevlar for them. No utility, no kit. NRG, one set of utility on Nitro, and a P250 Super Soldier for OC. Hext has a smoke on belt. Straight pop middle appears to be the call for NRG. 3 players pushing forward, 1 outside Rugs and 1 outside B, with the bomb on his back as well. Going to be a wrap in through towards B. Slight spotting for this, but the close range does not favor him. He's down for the count, and this player E-Box now is in a very awkward spot. That is Freshy. It's the info. Got the kill. Double dinked by Bro, the new addition to the team. NRG in the luxury of bomb plant positions. The spam from Snap does connect. No bomb secured. Still down by 1 our Boss, but might have the inroads required to make this retake a little bit spicy.
Yeah, especially with Fruit Cup here in CT. He spots out 1 at Pillar. And if you can deal with Bro, or at least get down towards the site, make it a lot easier. What a shot from Bro, though. Snap has nothing he can do left, and neither can Wolfie. It's all up to Fruit Cup. He's got 1, but his time is running out faster than his teammates are. They're not giving him anything. He's going to have to take every inch. And they're all tucked in behind. He's worried about a flank now, and, well, he might get the last couple. It doesn't really even matter at this point. Time was out, and OC, he'll get the final kill just for pride's sake, but unnecessary pistol round for NRG is converted in their favor. They got the bomb down, they got the kills, they got the round. They'll get the buy here. And Boss probably won't invest too much. A Zeus for Slight, a Deagle for Fruit Cup, and an 8-6 score line. Very likely on the cards here.
Very likely, but don't discount Fruit Cup. He's had a heck of a map thus far. 15 kills for himself, and that one-shot wonder weapon in hand, that Deagle. Isn't always one shot, but it will pretty much everywhere on this map. Slow one from NRG. Much like Boss, they are prioritizing the man count. Keep as many alive, keep those weapons up for a bonus in the 3rd round of the half. NRG slowly getting control. It's like towards A and towards middle for a potential split into the site. It would be the right call. Boss are gamble stacking towards B.
NRG are kind of scared the way they're playing. They're playing very passive. They're just spotting. They're not trying to over-aggress. It's a good counter to pistols. They don't know how limited this Boss buy is. Now they're making the right read, too. Walking into the A site, splitting through the middle. There's going to be no counter here. Except for Fruit Cup, who maybe gets 1. If he gets 2, I think that's more than plenty. Anything more than 2 is where you start to get into the realm of impossibilities, and NRG could not let that happen situations.
Bomb has been planted.
Do they expect him here already? Resmoke Heaven does suggest that they do. And now, he's been spotted, has to run away. And it will be 2 rounds separating these 2 teams here as we get into round 15, and the next one, OC might just get the backstab for a free kill.
Or Slime might get the free kill because no one will expect him to be here. Very interesting spot. He might even find Hext. We'll see if he expects this kind of play. 3 in CT looking for Nitro. Headshots presented to the Mac-10. Slight gonna push forward. There it is. No, Hext is ready for it. And it's a mop-up. All the pistols looking for exits are caught looking. 5 survive, including the Mac-10s. Good start for NRG to build up that economy quickly and give them a full-fledged bonus into round number 15. Only 2 away now from tying things up. And as you mentioned, the best start they could ask for on this T side. A much-needed start for them to make this one competitive.
Couple bits of utility already thrown by NRG. Boss countering with some A main Molotovs, but it's Freshie to solo the A site. 4 players B, no mid control whatsoever for Boss right now. Very interesting decision there. Completely giving up the mid chunk of the map, and Nitro is going to start wandering forward, seeing what's given to him, and taking what's given freely. Freshie tries to drop utility to get away, but he's run down by the MAC-10 A site. Open bomb going down here. The 4 players of Boss on B have to make a decision whether or not they even want to attempt this retake. They do get OC, so that opens up a bit more of a possibility, but they have to be worried about what's happening mid now. If people are pushed through CT, Boss are going to at least tepidly attempt this retake. I think a lot comes down to how Wolf is faring out middle. Nitro, messy engagement for the both of them. Both dinked down low. And Nitro caught on retreat. Now Boss of the man advantage. No reason not to go for this. Flashes can rain on over. Here they come. Flashes going down. Second one's coming through. Fruit Cup taking fights. Losing those out. Time running out for Boss. Slight 1, 2. Needs more. Has the third. Kit, is it there?
On
No,
Wolfie.
it's
It was
not.
on Wolfie.
Yup.
There it is. Too
No
late.
time.
Terrorists
I was just
win.
going to mention, I didn't think it would be a factor for a Boss, but it definitely was. The chaos and comms meant Slight couldn't find it quickly enough. And Boss now only barely hang on to their lead. They do damage in that round, sure, but it was a bonus for NRG, and they still win the round to boot. AKs across the board for them with good utility. OC could have gone for the up if he really wanted it. He clearly does not. And Boss, with the loss bonus, will scrounge something together, but it's a core of MP9s for the defensive camp.
That's a round Boss had everything going back into. They lost a couple players initially. Made a great retake out of it. And then, kind of fumbled the ball on the goal line there, Nate. I know you're a big fan of the sports balls and all. But
Big sport ball fan.
that is just getting almost to the goal and then falling flat on their faces.
Which sport?
Well, my first analogy was NFL, American football. Second one, kind of more like a running analogy.
I was thinking cricket, my bad.
That one is the one thing I probably couldn't give you an analogy for.
Dang.
I'm trying to think of a tennis analogy too,
I was going to say, speaking of bugs, this round bothers me.
but yeah, I mean,
Snav's all the way up there.
Snav.
They're in spawn, 38 seconds left, and he'll find the kill. He'll do so much damage.
gosh.
Nitro and Bro find one a pop, but this round still has a long way to go. Bomb needs to go towards B, and it's far from over because the rotation is so quick from Slight and Fruit Cup.
Slight and Fruit Cup. They don't know where Slight is, but Fruit Cup's gone. Fruit, or Slight rather, whiffs the spray. And that is a turn of events that Boss can ill afford. Oh boy.
Freshy's going to try to get that gun dropped in T-spawn when the time comes, or you'll get Bro delivering one on a silver platter. Freshy?
Freshie?
He was definitely talking and not looking at the monitor. They were talking about things, and he was caught off guard.
Yep. That was a free kill.
Free to free.
Would it have mattered in the long run? Probably not, but
An upgrade would be nice. An AK going into this round would actually be relatively consequential.
would he have been able to survive that long?
Don't know.
Too many hypotheticals. But it's tied now. 8-8. NRG bringing it back. Freshie, there's a good start. And a second, too. 2 dry fights, 1 solo against AKs. Hex and George cannot let that happen. And just as Boss seemed to be down for the count and out, they find a way to battle back in. That's a big individual effort from Freshie there, the MP9 master. Bomb's going down on B, though, and this becomes a winnable situation for NRG, and Fruit Cup goes down swinging. The Deagle, not enough to get anything done.
Saw his window. I respect the play. The shot wasn't quite connected. Snab now. It's his turn at the very same angle. But NRG have gone to their post plant setup. Bro's already waiting for the flank from Slight, who thinks he has the jump on them. He clearly does not, though. Bro, very far back, gets that kill. Players on site have a rude game plan waiting for them. OC in B main 1 and 2. Wolfie is tucked in the corner here, ready to try to save his Kevlar. And he'll go for Exodus instead. Will not succeed in that endeavor either. 9, excuse me. They got the kill. 9 for NRG, and well, a 10th unless Boss can do something about it. Boss finally a full buy on the board, and opt for Slight. M4s on the rest, including that A4 for Snab. NRG, do they go for the op on the other side? Yes, they do. OC has that in hand. Potentially an Opera's duel on the horizon. We did see it won by OC, I believe, in that final round of the first half, but I think that's the only Opera's duel we've seen thus far. Never mind. There it is. Slight, top of mid, peeking down towards Canals, takes down his rival through the wall. Wolfie, though, nearly dropped in similar fashion through a smoke.
Still, that's a man advantage and a critical one for Boss to find. E-Box under the control of NRG, however. The smoke's going to reveal the positions, and Hex wins that against Fruit Cup. AK Dink works a little bit better than the M4. And Slight up around the corner with the op. No scope on Bro, who walks right in. Man advantage restored for NRG. Hexed on 4 HP also. Not too much of a threat here. Freshie, the lone defender of A site. Has a molly and a flash. He's jiggling the Molotov peak here. Spots, throws, and there's a gap. In they come. Flash goes high. Freshie's dodging and just waiting for reinforcements now. Those reinforcements are going to come too late. The bomb's going to get planted. Retake time for Boss again. Yet to get around on the CT side of Anubis. It's all NRG this half so far. Freshie's gun barrel spotted. George pushes in. 1 around the corner. Not 2 as Nitro sprays for a pair. And now Slight knows where 1 is. Both very low. Needs both quickly. And that's Slight. His flash works for 1. Buys time. Molotov in. Gets the kill. That actually might just give him the angle. Hex is going to have to peek behind it. Doesn't real. Oh, mind games. Does Slight have it? No.
No kit. No kit again. He has the ace, but not the round. He'll head for the hills. They disconnect. That's why we saw a second player alive. I believe it was Freshie that it said was alive. He's not. Player's already reconnected as well, so we shouldn't have any tech problems. 10-8, though. And as you mentioned, Boss yet to find a round on this CT side. That round was set up for them. They had a man advantage. Hex was on 10 HP. And yet they couldn't quite put that retake together. Boss understandably using their tactical timeout at this stage. It feels like trying to just buy and buy again in hopes of something landing. It's actually going to be a half in this one, surrounding that op of Slight. But it very much feels like a do or die moment for the Boss camp.
It really is in this map. And I would honestly say that last round, or even the round before, where Boss came down to a retake and had everything but the defuse done, is essentially the difference in this game right now. It's the little things that are making the biggest of differences. Right now for Boss, those differences are weighing massively on the shoulders of these individuals. This CT side has been suffering. And all but a Sisyphusian effort.
Issue is the boulder hasn't even started rolling in this Sisyphean analogy. Boss is trying to do what they can. Good start from Slight. His op needing to be the star to start things off. He doubles down. Wolfie in middle on the MP9 does a boatload of damage, 99 to be exact before falling. Still advantaged for Boss. NRG though, a quick rotation into an empty A bomb site. They're making the right read time and again. This gives them another opportunity, despite the disadvantage, to pull off a round victory.
Bomb has been planted.
Nitro catches Snav rotating in with a knife out, as these retakes for Boss have been a very sore subject. Freshie coming through, caught by George. Unspotted main by Slight. The op will win the fight, and Wolfie, or Fruit Cup rather, finishes off George up to Nitro, last alive. Slight wins it. Is there time though with that Molotov taken away? No kit down.
He'll get on it.
Yeah,
3
you think he's
HP
got
left.
it. Barely, but he's got it.
Is that 9 kills for Slight in 2 rounds? He got the ace in the round before and lost it, and he gets the 4K in this one with the op to win it. Putting the team in his backpack, and in fact, more than doubling his kills over 2 rounds. Quite the performance from him. The wake-up required. He's slingshot himself ahead of Fruit Cup and ahead of the entirety of the server with this stellar performance. If Freshie can come alive on this A site, if he can find a way to stop getting bullied, because he's been bullied time and again, maybe Boss have an avenue back towards this map.
NRG using a timeout here is quite strange. They've had all but 1 round of success in the second half. They're doing very good. But I guess they see the writing on the wall that these rounds have not been confident. And that's why they are taking their time and discussing this now.
They're at the end of their economic rope. No op. Galil on Hex. And if I had to guess, they're discussing a set play to either A, punish Freshie alone at A, or B, catch out Slight so that he can stop being a menace for them to worry about throughout the round. Nitro, aggression in middle. He's going to drop down towards Canals instead. Quick B split is on the cards. 3 players to defend. Snav and Ebox is going to be first at bat against Nitro. Goes in off contact. He gets the kill. A second not secured. Hex, good trade. Again, this quick play is coming through. Still 2 on the site defending. 1 back of flat and Wolfie on the back of the site. Fruit Cup gets 1. Wolfie, though, caught finding none. And Hex gets the trade onto the very same Fruit Cup player. It's the site taken and a man advantage for NRG. But the bomb has yet to hit dirt.
It has to get on site, and it does just that. No OCS wallbang for Slight, as he'll push down with a Molotov. Of course, Hex is not going to push into the open there. Tucks tail behind the pillar. Freshie just spots him out. Can't really get him out of position. Not entrenched. 1 for Freshie, but only 1. Slight. So much utility damage, but still has to find Hex plus OC. Knows where OC is out in main. Slight runs on, but it's the Galil's automatic fire. It gets the double dink. And NRG, 2 away from taking away Anubis. Before we get to map 2 here. Time running out. Money running out for Boss. And everything looked so good after that first half. The CT side, though, has been, at best, a sieve. At worst, a screen door on a submarine.
Told you. It's going to be an uphill battle. 37.8% win rating on the defense for Boss against a almost 70%, 69.4% on the T side for NRG. It did not paint a pretty picture, but it also didn't paint a picture this bad. NRG. At this point, if they win this round, they break the CT economy. They have 12, and it should be a 13th off the back because of how poor the investment will be. NRG, though, if they lose this round without the bomb plant, their economy will be in a similar desperate spot. Freshie. Again, that point man on A. He's alone behind the pillar, and he has an MP9 with no utility. The definition of a difficult spot to play. He's going for damage at best. Slight has rotated into support. Wolfie might as well. You'd be worried about that late flank middle. Hex, point man, goes forward, spots them both. Freshie blind tag down. Slight does find 1 and 2. A Colette. Wolfie, that lurk on the Nitro. That's what I was worried about. OC wins the Opera's duel. Freshie can't find anything. NRG find a way into the site, but they're still being contested from camera.
George is so low, 27 HP. It really all rests on the shoulders of OC. But George goes through the smoke, caught by one or the other. Would have been inevitable. And Boss finished the retake. Cut the deficit back to 1. And stay alive on map 1 here versus NRG. The first best of 1 of the night between these two sides. Slight has been an absolute monster in the second half. He could use a friend with him. Fruit Cup got most of his kills on the T side of things. And now for NRG. Their money's busted, Nate. Despite winning so many rounds in a row. Those close losses in the retakes have shattered the T economy. And Boss now have as close to a red carpet as you can get to tying this up.
Yes, and their economy still isn't great.
Hex doesn't have a pistol there. Okay, he has a Glock now.
Something. Better than nothing.
Those cost $200 if you want to buy them.
No. You get one for free.
But you still have the option of buying them for $200.
It's true. Train out middle. Solo being taken, trying to use their numbers to get killed. Snap is in a difficult spot to fight. A very open angle. He'll get 2, but fall in the process. Slight, the op holding the angle, only good for 1, and the AK's gonna recover. He's trying to take that player down before he can reload. Very well read from Slight, but he can't stay alive. Nitro gets the trade and picks up the AK as well. 1v3, 2 kills is okay damage. 3 kills would be massive for NRG. It would severely hamper the economy of Boss going into round number 23. He's been given a lot of space to work with, but no clear entry into a site. Double back middle, looking for that aggression, looking for that info play, and he'll find it. The issue is Freshie's posted on the right angle. Will that op be recovered? They don't know where it is. It's all the way back temple, and so it will not be picked up. Snap can drop one. And he will. Again, not a lot of economic room for Boss. If they lose this round, they're going to make some compromises going into the final of regulation. NRG compromises as well. No op, a Galil for George. It's a bitter end to this first map.
Tie score, 2 more rounds of regulation. Both teams' economies hang in the balance. As do both teams' chances on this map. A tightrope walk, no matter how you slice it. And you have to slice it pretty thin, because there's nothing separating these two teams right now. Bomb backstairs. Lots of canal presence from NRG. A very slow and methodical pace as they work around the map. And I think that Boss want to take the fight canal here. Only George is left, and that nade is going to do a good amount of damage to him. He does have some help deeper. But Fruit Cup's going to win the first fight. The long-range fight. Snap gets caught, though, in the crossfire. And now Fruit Cup's going to get mollied out into the open. George gets 2. Big round for George. Snorts here. Wolfie has to be immense. Gets some help from Slight rotating in. That smoke, though, will allow Nitro to get the bomb down. No chance to stop the plant and Slight. Caught by Bro. Wolfie back in dark. 1, 2 from the same spot. Cannot deal with George. And so Freshie, 1 versus 2 to stay ahead in this map. Does not know where anybody is. And Nitro, crispy with the headshot, gets NRG at a match point here on the first best of 1 of the night. And Boss's money, abysmal for the situation they're in. They'll buy what they can. But NRG Advantage to them. Heading into round 24.
Tremendous advantage. Again, that CT economy was balanced very finely, and, well, a loss tips it over the scales. 2 MP9s, lackluster utility on the bulk of the squad. No op to play with for Slight, who again has a tremendous impact with that weapon. NRG, sure, they're making some cuts as well. Their economy's not great, but it's still markedly better in terms of investment than their opponents, and a lot more utility as well to play with. Slow round. Boss focusing on sites. 2 on A main, 3 on B. And a lot of round left to be played.
The MP9s can do damage. There's a chance they can find a way to win. But overall, it's going to be tough sledding for a boss here. NRG are content to work their way slowly. Not really having to do too much. Just hope for an entry. Hope for an opportunity. Hope for a CT to overextend. But time is running out. Down to 35 seconds. They have to make a play. And it's a pincer towards A. Camera the target. One towards main. Rotations are coming through Temple. But it's watched for here by NRG. But OC, he turns away from it. And now they have to come back with Fruit Cups doubled up. George has one, only one. Nitro does not expect the second, but he's able to convert it anyway. Now a 1 versus 2 for Captain America. One not there. And we're going to get some overtime here on the first map of the night. And both teams, 4 on the CT side, 8 on the T side. Nothing separating them. And I think there's no better, more fitting way to finish this than in bonus Counter-Strike.
No more fitting way, I have to agree. Economy woes are now out the window. Everybody should be able to get full investment throughout both halves. 12.5k overtime. And it's kind of a story on these two teams of the team fragging as a unit for NRG. They're all separated by, what, 4 kills? Versus the more top-heavy things for Boss. With Fruit Cup and Slight at the front with 21 kills a pop. OC is opposite a challenge. It looks like Canals, I should say, looking for that player E-box. Where is Slight? He's playing A. On the plat, behind the pillar with the op, looking for an opening. NRG, though, making up the pace to at least clear up towards E-box. Snav toying with this prey. Good double nade onto George. He's down to 7 HP. NRG still stuck in their ways from the round of last. Slow and scared. Op shot Mosi does not connect. Good flash in for Snav to find the opening. Advantage secured at long last for Boss as we crest that minute remaining mark. Throw in towards B main has support. But no one being presented. Snav actually get flashed in. Instead it's Fruit Cup to take the fight. Snav traded by Nitro, but he's also tagged down to 46. George on low HP, does not find a kill. Fruit Cup and Wolfie combined for 2. Hexed on site, trying to find anything, is dancing with 2, dancing with the pair. He'll find one, not the second. Freshie rotating in, gets the kill. Boss secure the lead for the first time in quite a while.
The first time since it evaporated at 9-8. It's been a very long time since Boss last held a lead. They have found a way to get back into it here. Attacked. It looks like a technical, really. No, it is a tactical, as it's counting down. It doesn't tell me how many that NRG have left, unfortunately, but I believe this is their second. Actually, wait, no, I think it's their third. Pretty sure they called one in the second half.
They did, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so I think this is their third and final.
Both might have, actually.
And a double op here for Boss, too. They're going all in. They're pulling out all the stops. They could win 2 on the CT side. That'll set them up very nicely for that second half of overtime.
Yes, it would. Double op for Snav and Slight. OC eagerly looking for that opening that offers duel early on towards E-Box. No one's offering it though. Snav, a misthrown Molotov meant to throw it a bit further until it bounces off the wall. He'll play around it nonetheless, and he will be given the opening. Bro, caught swinging a little bit confident, thought nobody could be there. Snav, overconfident from his opening, is humbled. In turn, caught by the primary op of NRG. Back to a 4 versus 4. Slight though, he's at A main. He's looking for this opening. Hex might just present it. He does, but he takes it. Hex gets the kill. A tremendous scalp to find. NRG again with the advantage and still about a minute to work with.
Both ops down, still rifles to deal with. Bomb gonna go down for free. And Boss are slowly converging to go for this retake. Fruit Cup's all the way in CT. Freshie going to join him. Wolfie coming in through Temple. Smoke down towards main. Wolfie looking for a start. Molotov to E-Box. Time running out for Boss. They have to get on the bomb here. They have to start. Double spray from Wolfie. That is huge. Wolfie, another Fruit Cup, the last. And that is a furious retake from Boss. It ends in a matter of about 4 seconds. I had no idea how they were going to untrench NRG. They just did.
The boost does in the 2 at B main. Boss, they had a little bit of utility. They used it to clear the site rather than clear out the post plant positions, and I thought that would be curtains for the round. They didn't throw the Molotov deep into E-Box. They only smoked off B main, which could be dispelled with a nade. I thought that retake didn't have legs, and yet Wolfie does it the hard way, finding both on the boost, a third towards E-Box, and that 4th being picked up by the Fruit Cup man. 2 rounds stolen on the CT side is a big boon for Boss, who struggled on this defense in regulation. Keep in mind, both teams only getting 4 of the 12 rounds on their defensive side. They've already secured 66% of the rounds in this first half. Double op again in play for Snav and Slight. No op in play for OC. NRG feeling the hurt. And if they lose this round, if they're down 12-15 going into their defense, I have to give a hefty advantage to Boss.
You have to statistically, right? If Boss win all 3 out of this half, they have such a heavy lead. But Boss are also having to battle their way back from down men on retakes right now on the CT side. They lose that opening pick again, Snap going down first. And they're struggling to get things going the right way, but at least they're closing out the rounds. It's really all that matters on this stage, but lost fight by Fruit Cup forces Wolfie into a very unenviable situation, caught between a rock and a hard place, between the hammer and the anvil. He is flattened. Just Slight and Freshie left. No reason to save. Last round of the half. First half of overtime 1. Bro's expected here. And Slight's not going to be quick enough to hit that shot. Now they know where he's coming from. They can assume Freshie's coming this direction as well. Missed Molotov gives them a little bit of a chance. The op is not the best gun to have in the situation, and it's in a 1 versus 5 now. No shot there. And so NRG at least pick up 1 of 3 in the first half of overtime. First to 16 right now. So Boss need 2. They need 2 on this T side. Now it's easier said than done, or easier done than said. It's been a while since they were last on the attack.
It's been a while since they've been on the attack, but it's also been a while since NRG was on the defense. Will NRG have that same zest that we saw in that final round of the first half, or will they have forgotten their ways? It's a very good question. Boss. Back to the standard. Wolfie tossing around the Molotov, throws it into A main. Slight going for his Opera's dual D-box. George is not taking that kind of duel. slow one. Classic for Boss. We saw it throughout the first half.
Yep. They like to take it slow. No life in the fast lane for Boss. To think it makes you lose your mind or something. At least that's what the Eagles said. But they're going to have to make a move quickly here. They're running out of time to meander and trounce about.
It's gotta be B.
It has to be at this point. A lot comes down to Snap here too, and that's the start. Not a clean fight, but a fight won. Bro takes a little bit of molly, takes damage. I don't know where he is. He's pretty open. His opper falls, but he's able to still make a stand of one around the obelisk. Bro pushes forward. Good eye by Fruit Cup. And now Hex to Nitro, last two standing. Hex dodges the flash. Don't think Snav saw him. Nitro coming CT side. Hex to Ebox. What a shot by Snav. Giving it all up to Nitro. He's given the first, but he loses half his health. Snav comes to the cover of the obelisk. Nitro flashes himself in. Spotted by 3. And put down by Wolfie. Map point. Best of 1 point now. In favor of Boss, and they have 2.
2 chances to close it out in the first set of overtime. NRG definitely feeling the pressure. Need to win out to that second set or lose this first map. This first best of 1. Loss. Again, more slow, measured play from Boss. I don't hate it. It only got away from them, I think, once in that first half. Snav is a mastermind on this map, and he has slotted in quite well. Fruit Cup. Dinked down by Bro, but he takes down the new addition to NRG, and the nade can't finish off what he started either. Fruit Cup slinks away. Hex now trying to even things back out, does it the hard way, catching Slight with the flashbang peek. Big one to find. NRG. I was going to say, have the advantage knowing what is low, but they lose their opper. Good kill from Freshie, who's had a quiet map. And Boss now. They're not committing towards B. They're definitely showing some presence in that direction.
The bomb's still A side, though. And they lose Fruit Cup out in middle. So they lose that tip of the spear. Hexed retreats to the safety of heaven, has Nitro joining up with him. As the Boss duo walk out the A side. Nice shot by Snav on a Nitro. But Snav gets caught chucking utility. Freshie knows where Hexed is. But does Hexed expect Freshie creeping up heaven? Back towards middle. Wolfie coming that direction himself. Splitting into B now. Freshie's running. But now, George has heard it. And he's making noise. Wolfie's heard this as well. Does George clear this? He does indeed! He wins the fight. 1 versus 2 now on site. Freshie has utilities used to smoke. And he'll tuck back into Temple. And I think he's thinking about going all the way around. Realizes he doesn't have the time for that. So he goes back to site. Temple Shadow shows. George is down. Hex taps. And it's waiting for the fight. Freshie knows George or Hext is ready. And Hext wins it. Body shots do him in. And so, we get now to an MR30 game of Counter-Strike. Nice hat trick by Hex. And we are not done with Anubis just yet.
No, we aren't. One more opportunity for Boss to close it out in this set of overtime. If not, if they are unable to do so, we go out to another bout. There, the magic number would be 19. Here, it's 16. Full buy for both teams. AKs and an op versus M4s and the op. 2 A4s for Bro and George as well. Love to see those weapons coming out. We'll get a price decrease as well going into, I believe, tomorrow, when the update should go live. Slight, again, looking for an opportunity to present itself with his op. He's been very good with it, particularly on the defense, but on the offense he can do just as well.
Snav will look to entry up towards B. There's 3 players here for NRG, though. 2 in E-box, but the Flames will clear that out. Very effective. But the bomb is going A. Snav is just bait. Selling the fake. But he'll run away with that flash. Rebuild his mates. And now the utility reigns in. NRG will need to scramble reinforcements quickly. Nitro is flamed away. Freshie up close. Gets the bomb down now. Retakes on 5 versus 5. It's going to be bloody. It's going to be a brawl. And OC's utility is going to be critical, but Freshie doubles up. Pushing in towards Heaven. Now peeking in maybe towards Shrek. Just holding for the push. Slice there as well. The Wolfie has joined the party. OC2. But it's only 1 of 5. And his teammates have all gone down. Boss 1 kill from taking this map, and they find it. It's Fruit Cup in the end. It took overtime. It took all 6 rounds of overtime, but Boss take the first best of 1 of the night, 16-14.
Boss right the ship. I was going to say a 4-8 half, or an 8-4 half, I should say, was an okay performance to start things off, but still probably not what they were looking for. They were hoping for a 9-3 perhaps, especially against a team like NRG. But they do the hard work. They navigate their way towards overtime. They start things off with their best foot forward, and that gives them the window of opportunity they needed to close it out in that first bout of overtime. Boss looking very, very good against NRG, and deservedly take away this first best of 1.
Yeah, it's a great battle between these 2 teams, and one thing we were talking about amongst ourselves, Nate, is how Boss's veto doesn't really shape up too well versus NRG, and that 6-0 Anubis stat was one of the big reasons why. Ancient and Nuke are really the only 2 maps that Boss have that is favorable versus NRG, but for Boss to take Anubis, new roster, big team to take down. It's a great sign for them. A really good T side. Have some holes to shore up on the CT side, sure. But I don't think Boss are going to be worried about that right now. They took the first best of 1 versus NRG. Now, everything is at stake for the standings. NRG already losing a best of 2 on the, or 2 best of 1s on the season. Now 3. There's a lot of room for Boss to climb, and we'll see what they can do when we come back to prep for map 2.
Think you've seen it all? With Faceit Watch's Point of View Selector, you can experience the game from any pro's perspective. Use the multi-view feature and customize the stream with up to 4 angles. Control what points you see while earning rewards. Drops are activated and lucky winners will receive Faceit points. And if you ever miss a match, VODs are now available. Get instant access to demos with multiple POVs and commentary. Watch it, control it, Faceit.
Safety nets are overrated, yeah. If you make one, you will fall. Too much of a temptation, yeah. There's a comfort in the crawl. Now I've been on my feet too long. I know I'm strong, just looking for some solid ground. So I can start to run. I don't wanna be tired, moving so bad.
feel like something new. You feel like something. You feel like something new. You feel like something. Don't just stop it. Doing what you do. When I lay back, holding on to you. Feel like something new. Yeah. Got my senses here on overload. All my body is for you to hold. Feel like something new. Yeah. And I never thought that you got me wanting. Never thought that never thought that never thought that I'd be saying.
Boss pull off a major upset versus NRG in the first best of one on the night. Nitro tried his best, and that puts it well. It's Pineapple Phillips and Boggs on the mics, and NRG trying to right their wrongs with a victory in the second best of one on the evening. Of course, as we've mentioned, it is going to be on Mirage, a map that is far puggier, far less regimented than Anubis. We'll have to see if NRG can thrive in that sort of environment, or if they will stumble at the hands of Boss. Here is the veto that got us here. Of course, Anubis being the default ban for Boss, given that it was the first map. Nuke and Ancient taken out by NRG, same as the last set of bans. Dust 2 and Inferno taken out by Boss, same as their bans in the second set of bans from the first map. Excuse me, there we go. It's a lot of times to say ban. And of course, Train or Mirage. NRG don't want to play Train. Makes sense. It's the new map in the pool, and so we see Mirage as the map for the second best of one.
And NRG's record on Mirage not bad, 5-2 in the last 3 months. Solid CT side at 62.1%. A win against Boss in prior history as well. Again, that is the older Boss roster without the additions of Snav and Wolfie. So I think we could take that with a little bit of a grain of salt there. But I think, too, 1-1 versus Timberman, which did have Snav at the time, does also add a little more credibility to NRG's Mirage record. Meanwhile, for Boss, it's the inverse. 2-5 record, 40% CT win rate, 45.8 on the T side, and that also includes a recent loss to Bad News Capybaras on the map. So, I think heavy favorability goes to NRG going into the second best of one.
Yep. Heavy advantage for them. Again, as you mentioned, given the overall records, given everything. But Boss are looking like a newly retooled team. They have a very regimented IGL in Snav. Slight has been looking out of this world, as has Fruit Cup. Wolfie's had his moments. This could be a time where, much like the last map for Boss, the individuals take things over. NRG, I think, have to start with their best foot forward, have to go back to what they know, because in my opinion, it feels like they are way too slow to adapt on the defense and way too quick to slow things down on the offense. I think that's really what kind of bit them at the end of that first map, and hopefully we don't see more of the same heading into this one.
We'll see. I mean, Nitro's a veteran IGL. I'm assuming he has the wherewithal to make adaptations. He does have DAPs to help him out too. So I'm sure whatever the coaching staff, the leadership crew of NRG decides to go with will be what they feel is the best way to try and change things up against Boss. But if you're NRG, you now have 3 losses on the season. Granted, there's not too many teams in ECL that you would expect to challenge you. Boss would be one of those teams. I think Party Astronauts, Nouns, and Legacy rounding that out, realistically speaking. So, if you're NRG right now, you want to draw this level. You almost need to split the best of ones with Boss right now. Especially since you already lost 2 clean best of ones on Friday. But if you're Boss, you're almost playing with house money. Nobody expected you to be top 2, and now you're making a case for yourself to have a shot at it. So, if Boss can win both against NRG here, the storyline is Boss put themselves in pole position for a top 2 finish. And then, of course, they still have to beat Nouns, Party Astronauts, and Legacy. But there's a lot of room for shuffling in this season of ECL. And it's teams like Boss that can come in and take advantage of that and come out on top.
Yes, it is. It's always so funny as well when we talk about Boss, because it feels like time and again they're making forced roster decisions, forced roster changes, and we always say, is this the time where they finally kind of get humbled, where they finally slow down? And this time was no different, with Cryptic, their IGL going to Nouns, with Darty Montana going to Getting Info. We really thought the writing might be finally on the wall for this team, and yet here they are, playing against NRG, going for one of those top 2 spots, gunning for them in a very realistic way, taking down NRG in that first best of 1. Somehow they just keep hitting new heights, or at least maintaining heights. We'll see if they can continue to build this hype on this second map. It is live, NRG probably winning that knife round if I had to guess, given that they're on the defense. Hit smoke for Nitro, and a start for Bro in towards Palace. He takes down Fruit Cup. It's going to be an A split. 2 coming out of ramp, 2 coming through middle. But there are 4 players already on site to defend.
Freshy's flying through Con can make all the difference, though, if he can deal with OC. It's not clean yet, but if he can win the fight, then that opens up space. He does not, but Wolfie trades. Slight finds Snav in the interim. And now this opens up more and more opportunity. Slight. Does he clear hell? He does! Not successfully, but he did check it, leaving it Wolfie in a 1 versus 3. Long range with the Glock. Not a good situation to be in, and he'll have to swap over to the USP here. Wolfie looks for options. And now waits for a flank. There's no flank coming. Hext came through ramp. So it's all going to come down to site fights. He does spot out one, knows where they all are. But too many different angles. It's a meat grinder and sandwich. At NRG, another pistol round victory here. Picking up where they left off on Anubis.
Good start for them. Needed start as well, again, to right their wrongs, to make up for past transgressions. Boss. Trying to find something there. I like their early call to go for an A split, but it doesn't pan out. Wolfie just hoping that someone presents a 1 versus 1 duel to get it to a 1v2. Not given to him. 4 rifles, 2 being FAMAS's, and an MP9 for Nitro versus Pistols. Some upgrades for Boss, the Tech 9 and the P250 and the Deagle stand out. But Boss shouldn't get much more than a kill. Not likely to find a bomb plant. Hext starting things off, catching Wolfie. Last to die in pistol, the first to die in the second. Soaking up control in middle. Freshy blindsided by OC. That's the Eagle down now. 2 blocks. And the P250. Made that just the P250 as George doubles down. Leaving just that upgraded pistol versus the entirety of NRG.
Fruit Cup, long range, falls instead. And so, it ends up being 2-0 start with no kills going the way of Boss in that second round. Plenty of money for the CT side here. First gun round coming up now. Galil for Wolfie. And for Freshy, AKs on the rest. Utility won't be too shabby for Boss here. Meanwhile, NRG, they'll still have their MP9, double FAMAS, double M4 roll. And so, a lot of this early stage scoreline rests on the success or failure of this round for Boss. And George is very aggressive around that smoke. Creeps all the way in. Now he'll lurk in it too. So he's going to run right in. Good flat to Nitro though. George with 1. Makes it 2. Bro falls. He tries to help out, but George is still alive and kicking. Nitro aggresses as well. Finds himself 1. Tries to charge Freshy. Wolfie drops in the meantime though. And Freshy falls too. Everything working well for NRG on the CT side. And for Boss, no bomb planets, back to the drawing board. NRG looking stable and solid, aggressive when they need to be. This is a great start for them.
Very good start. NRG up 3-0. It was a close round, but still 3 survive, and they get that upgraded AK for Nitro. Boss, as you mentioned, not getting a bomb plant further hampers their economy. They'll go for a half buy now. Some Kevlar, 1 helmet, some upgraded pistols. Slight saving as much as he can for the op going forward. NRG keep this round clean, keep everybody up, continue to build that CT economy. That might give them what they need to really make a strong CT side.
Fruit Cup at least gets 1 here on the Deagle. It's a half buy round for Boss as they'll look to do some damage to the economy of the CT side. There's a creep down into hell too from Slight, but Nitro is able to dispatch him in short order. Bro has help from Khan. Smoke will make it harder for the Fresh to fight. Although he does still win the fight against George. That's a bit of an unnecessary aggression George has right there, and gives Boss another kill. Now the guns haven't been picked up, but right now they're looking for damage. And so far, they've done a good job of it. Not quite a third though, as Freshie is spammed away. Fruit Cup caught by Nitro, and so Wolfie and his expedition apps will probably end with death. Wow, no! He got an extra. That's pretty good. 3 kills on that round. Boss will take it.
It's damage. They might have preferred the bomb plant. Actually, still have enough money regardless. Sure, Snav is missing 1 piece of utility, but it's pretty fine, all things considered. Opt for OC, though, to rival that of Slight. NRG. Economy's looking a little bit more humbled, but they still retain some resiliency should things go sour in round 5. Question is, what will Slight find? He has a good spawn. Think about peeking middle. Actually jump just past the smoke instead. It's aggression from NRG, though. The rifle's pushing forward. The op of Slight still finds 1 in spite of it. Down to 32 he goes, but he sits pretty with the opening. George falling back catwalk. Stick around. Hexed, OC, and George. All finding 1. Nothing the way a Boss. Besides that opener onto Bro. Snav and Slight, the final 2. Bomb outside of apartments. They'll be recovered by the IGL. But no site is free for the taking.
Especially with the lack of manpower. Sites are more and more locked down. Hext's push into underpass is going to make it even more difficult, although he is watched for. Oh! Slight tried to op him, and that did not work out. Snav meets the same fate. And that's a worthy little spray there from Hext. That's a pretty good play. You should be very grateful to be alive after the first contact, and then making it the second, too. Even better. All things going right for NRG right now. All things going wrong for Boss. 5-0 start for NRG on their strong CT side. And for Boss, their Mirage woes looking to be exemplified here.
Exemplified, exploited, exacerbated. NRG seemingly can do no wrong. They prevented the bomb plant in every round. Boss again on some sort of half buy. They have 2 rifles and 3 pistols. Freshie's hero rifle, the AK in hand. No helmet, finds 1. Flash over though for the peak. Freshie can't survive. George with his M4 as well should have a field day versus the player ramp. Actually looks towards Khan instead. That's the other hero rifle. Snav pushing up connector finds George. Round is doable for Boss, but Snav stuck between a rock and a hard place is felled. Nitro on site, covered by Bro. Good play from NRG. Good team combinations. Wolfie drops Hext in the chaos, but Nitro gets the trade, and Fruit Cup now is alone at ramp, lurking out with the Eagle. Tries to find the headshot, does not connect it. So NRG continue their tear, 6-0, and Boss are again prevented from getting a bomb plant.
No bomb plans for Boss here. That's been the really best telling stat line of how poorly this T side has gone so far. They can't get the bomb down.
Kind of just been probing around. They went out A that round with no real plan in mind, going for kills. They go out mid a lot and just go for kills. They don't really have a clear thing in mind. They're trying to run a default. The issue is the default's getting dismantled by NRG.
And once one domino falls, the rest fall in short order. That's the first time Boss have gotten the man advantage in this game. On this map.
They had it for like 5 milliseconds when that mid push came through. The first time Slight had the op. I agree, this is the first time where they really had it in hand and they can kind of readjust off of it.
Yeah, that wasn't a full-on mid-scrum fight. It actually lets them do something.
Something's going to be an A play. Nitro under balcony has a lot to do. Bro is some support, but Nitro has a lot of angles to be wary of. Snap exploits that, finds the kill. Bro, I believe it's spray does finds one. Not quite the second though. Combined fire does him in. 2 versus 4 from NRG. Hex and OC. Op unwieldy in a retake, but it could potentially harass before the bomb goes down. No, it's coming CT instead. Hexed. Him and OC need to find a kill here in the next 5 to 10 seconds, or they should call this round quits.
Well, Freshy's trying to cut off rotations by hanging out in snipers. The smoke will lead him away. I do like the call of trying to blow that open. It doesn't really work. And so the rotation, the escape rather, to B will be accomplished. But for Boss, they finally get around to the board. And it kind of came down to just doing something with the man advantage. Winning that first pick, and going off of that. Comes at long last. We'll see if they can build off of it. But the money for NRG is more than fine, aside from George. He'll get dropped something, surely. Yeah, M4A4 in his hands. And Boss, it's about putting more rounds on the board. It starts with one, and one more step at a time. Until before you know it, the furthest you've ever gone from home turns into halfway around the world.
One step at a time. Slide top has been good on openings. It was a risky peek in towards Palace last round with that quick scope, but it works out. Now to boost middle. George, though, is wise to it. Good damage onto the Opera, half damage, in fact. As Boss now rapidly pivot from their early round play.
Lots of nades being exchanged. No real gains being made either way, although Boss have taken a decent amount of damage here. Slight gets the opening, although it's a lurk on B. This might just give Boss the opening they need to get another bomb plant and try and fight for another round victory here on map 2, second best of 1 of the night. No rotations to B from NRG. This is strange. They lose their B player, and they haven't put anybody to rotate. Instead, they're clearing out middle with 3, and they have Nitro going all the way through T-spawn. Will it be heard, and will it be expected, is the question. Hext is going to join up with Nitro. One up Cat. George, I believe, has already been discovered by Freshy. That will remove him. Bros in market. But Boss have dropped out of apps. I think they're ready for a fast flank through apartments, and NRG are calling it quits again. Another save call here as their money's not great. And Boss are going to make it 2 in a row here.
Wasn't paying close enough attention, but Freshy getting that power position in towards Cat is massive. It's all the information in the world. It's the kill on to the player going for the flank. I believe it was George going up catwalk. Very well done from Boss to secure 2 in a row. Double op secured. No, it's dropped. Okay. Snav holds on to the op for Slight. Boss string 2 together. NRG's economy nearing its end. OC can invest into this round. Hex can drop a rifle to George. That will be a good investment. They don't have much more wiggle room on this defensive side.
OC's op has not really had too much in the last couple of rounds here. Try and get some going. As that op would be nice to have. Getting some picks here. Thinning out that T side. Nitro's jump spot has been discovered. He can try a second peek. He'll go for a swing, and it's OC who takes a lick of fire damage. His nade on a slight will do a good amount of damage. But the A-lean from Boss is starting to fall away, and look at this mid presence from NRG here. You have one all the way up in George. Bro was watching under, now he's going to group up. OC coming into Con. Snav is in trouble. Even with Fruit Cup, you don't expect to player boxes here if you're Boss. And now you have to focus on the op. And that is exactly how you get dismantled. Great aggression from NRG to try and turn the tide. Boss turned this into a fast A take, but they're not ready for Nitro on sight. Wolfie's jumping around with the knife out, and Nitro's gonna double it up. Slight stuck in the smoke. This is disaster round for Boss, and it all really goes wrong when mid is completely taken over, but that A take, you're down, you're not out, and knife jumping around on site kind of makes it so you are guaranteed to lose.
They thought it'd be a stack towards the middle and a retake towards A. The issue is Nitro's not CT deep. He's actually at triple. Understandable tactical timeout called. They were had in that round through and through, individually and otherwise. That bait and switch towards top mid was exemplary with the op, the player close, and the player boxes. And while NRG were at the end of their economic rope, a flawless round definitely bolsters things in the money department. Tactical timeout from Boss. Get an adjustment, get a read perhaps for something new to go forward, because now it's their turn to struggle economically. They have AKs, they have utility, but if they lose this round, it's back to pistols. Slight, his op is in hand. It should probably go for the opening. It's done well to find it thus far. The question is, where will it go searching? Where will it go product?
Op watching towards under. George keeping an eye out middle as well. He'll peek around through the smoke with a flash from Bro, who peeks up on Cat and adds a kill as well. One more top mid boxes. Molotov to force him out. Slight will get artillery striked and actually taken out by Nitro. George did fall victim, but it's a 4 versus 2 for NRG here. A phenomenal situation. Another one that just kind of is inconsequential for Boss kill-wise. Yeah, I mean, it does damage to the CT economy, but it is not looking good for Boss at all in those 2 rounds. A minor blip on the radar. NRG up to 8 now, and a chance for much, much more. Boss's bomb plants few and far between. And now a technical pause called as... I'm not sure. I don't see any disconnects.
I already know the ping issue. We'll wait and see. However, another round where Boss go up middle and die before they can do anything in one direction or another. No bomb plant, no even attempt at taking the site. They just go for a bit of map control and they are punished for it. NRG looking very comfortable towards middle. Very regimented, playing the trades expertly. And Boss kind of left at a loss. At least when it comes to this first half of Mirage. They're going to go... for an investment. It looks like a near full investment. Snav only has 700 left in the bank, but of course he could sell what he's bought. Is the new age of Counter-Strike. Wolfie going for the AK down to 0, so it is probably going to be an investment for Boss. Nope, he sells it. Waffling about with different ideas.
What do you do if you're Boss right now? When everything you try fails.
Early site take. Early site take.
Saying just good old-fashioned ace smokes.
A smoke, B scrim.
I would like to see a B scrim here. It's so often avoided.
It is. And given their minimal utility, buy a couple smokes, save one for the Molotov, save one for window, maybe one door too if you're really getting zesty. Or you might even just smoke both sides of cat off, given how much pressure is put on middle from NRG. There's a lot of different ways you can take it. And I think an early B play would be a welcome change of pace, a good test for that NRG B defense. As the tactical pause has concluded and we are into the action. 2 towards B, 2 towards middle. 1 passive A, that's OC this time around with the op. And it's early aggression ramp from Snab to try and find that opening.
It's mid-run. Does spot out one in window. Ford will use a Molotov. Fruit Cup goes hunting. Does capitalize, but Bro and OC. Apparel in return. Bomb down. Bro a second. And Freshie also falls. Up to Snab, and he meets his maker. 9 rounds for NRG. Now their worst case scenario is a 9-3 score. Absolutely swimming situation for NRG. And meanwhile, for Boss, they are up a creek without a paddle. Unless they can get to 3, and even then, it's going to be a long, arduous road back in. Their CT statistics, not fantastic at all. And they just look outclassed on this map entirely.
Feels like it. NRG are reveling in the limelight right now. When things are tough, they're tough. But when things are going well, they look like a perfect machine. Aggression underpass. NRG trying to change things up. Finally called out by Boss. OC, though, at the ops top con, still pressuring. He needs to be careful about the second player close. As Freshie slips the gap, pushes forward for a quick flank. OC is not expecting this at all. Does a slip out before Freshie can pull the trigger. There we go. Finally given the opportunity, he'll find that. It's just Nitro flanking B in a 1v4, and Slight's already holding for it. Slight is paranoid about yet another player coming underpass. He spotted. Nitro does not get the kill. Boss stemmed the bleeding 3-9 as we hit the halftime break.
I feel like I'm in another galaxy. Take my time in your eternity. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Feel like something new. Yeah. And I never thought that I got me wanted. Never thought that I
A dominant half for NRG. 9 rounds on the CT side, 3 for Boss on the T side. We'll swap now, but it's Boggs and Pineapple Phillips with you, as has been the case for the entirety of tonight. Thank you all for joining us, as Boss will need this pistol round if they want to make a case for this map. They already took Anubis, but it did take overtime. But Mirage, looking like NRG want to punch their ticket and split the difference 1-1 very, very quickly. Snav had opportunities out middle, does not win the duel with OC. And so, the B train is on. Not revealed yet, no contact yet. Wolfie will have to do it all alone. His help far too removed. And he gets absolutely nothing. Nailed as soon as he peeks. Nitro with 2. The bombs are going down. And I think Boss might be as well.
Felt like a much-needed pistol round victory for Boss if they wanted any chance on this map. Slight finally finds some inroads, but the bomb is already down and about a third of the way gone. I don't think there's a kit in play either. No, there's not. They went for straight. It might be. Can't quite tell if one's been dropped or not. George, though, drops Freshie in window. George doubles down, much like his leader, Nitro. Fruit Cup gets 1. He has no chance in the round. Hex does him in. Headshot across market. And NRG quickly get double digits. Sure, they stumbled in that final round of the first half, but they pick up right where they left off at the start of the second. Boss know that the pressure's on, know that they need to put a round on the board ASAP, and they will go for the desperate force by Gambit. Scout for Slight, MP9 for Snav, 2 5.7s and a Deagle to round out the investment. No kit, a little bit of utility, and a true dream for the Boss team.
Boost into ladder here for Boss, trying everything they can to keep alive in this game. The force is in, and Fruit Cup demolished by George. He's having himself a map. 14-8 right now. Great performance from our player to watch from all the way back before map 1 started. Slow, methodical pace. NRG play with a man advantage. They're hoping for another peak. But I do like how Boss is not content to give it to them. They're taking their own time. They know that the clock ticks for NRG, not for them. They'll have to make a play.
Yes, they will. Smoke up con. George will get some space, show some presence. OC will slowly go up the catwalk. Is there a play ladder? I believe there is. It's Snap. Good flash, though. Spot comes in. That's a player with the MP9. That weapon's dropped and not recoverable now. 2 kills with no answers. And bomb's going connector as well. It's going to be an A split with 1 in Palace. Bro spots Wolfie. Bro takes down Freshie. Slight gets 1 with this scout across the map onto Hexed. But that kill is not consequential. He's now in a 1 versus 4, and he might just save his Kevlar for the next if he's allowed to. Tag finished onto Bro. But Nitro's spaced well to get the immediate trade. He'll pick up his teammate's AK as well. Good round for NRG, who are now 2 rounds away from closing out this best of 1 in their favor. Meanwhile, Boss are leagues behind, lost in the plot, trailing by 8 whole rounds.
8 rounds is a lot of ground to cover if you're Boss. And even more if you look at the bottom of Boss. Or lack thereof. Slight already destroyed. George is going to charge on through, look for more kills, pad his stats. Clear under there, just checking all his bases, dotting all of his I's, crossing all of his T's. Wolfie caught. Snav just hiding, as is everybody else on Boss. Deagle for Snav and Fruit Cup. Now just Deagle for Snav. Freshie a USP. And right now, Boss have done nothing to scratch at NRG here. The bomb's going to go down on an open B site. There is nothing Boss can do besides pray they can make a 9-round run go work for their favor. This round is all but done and dusted. Snav will at least get one conciliatory frag. A second might make this a little bit more sketchy.
No chance, though.
Oh, wow. No chance, you said.
We're not going for it. There's no chance in the round. There's chance for a gun, perhaps. That gun's dropped catwalk, though. Freshie would need to stick his neck out to get it for his teammate. He's not inclined to do so. Snav, just at this point, the name of the game is just getting as many kills with the Deagle as possible while Freshie stays alive. Snav presses the issue here. He might drop Hexed or Bro, or both.
Terrorists win.
Hoping to be given something, but no one will overextend. 12-3, 9 map points for NRG, and surely they can't screw up this kind of lead.
You say that. It has happened before. Not to NRG specifically, but it has happened. Boss do have the op for Slight. Maybe a slight chance at a round or two here. They're leaning over towards B, NRG. Looking to test that op, which is creeping up through apartments. A lot of info gained there. Very slow round as per usual though from NRG. They've been given openings. Boss might just give it to him again. Fruit Cup's position. Trial. Slight reveals the op. Goes back hunting. Throws up close too. He's going to continue closing that gap. It's a good way to take the space given, as B is the entry angle. Smoke blown up, but Fruit Cup sees nothing. Slight's on sight. Too many angles to watch. He's all alone. No help. George has fallen. Only one. Slight misses the opener. Bomb can go down for free now. Fruit Cup's up in market, and now he's down. Great job by OC all the way up in apartments to win that long-range fight. Nitro's cutting off the mid-rotation. Bro's already aggressed at the market door. He's flashed in, doesn't quite connect the shot. Freshie tucks behind the cash register, but his teammates are dying around him. Bro fake flashes in. Snav gets one more, but it's all going to crumble down here as Bro finds one more. All up to Snav, the in-game leader, and he's shut out by Hexed. NRG. They might have lost Anubis, but Mirage was a revelation.
Yep, Mirage, a map they were heavily favored on, and they showed us exactly why. Their CT side was near exemplary. They changed little things up here and there, but what wasn't broke didn't need to be fixed. They won that first half handedly. Sure, they stumbled in that last round trying to do something different, trying to do something aggressive, but still, it was their half through and through with a 9-3, and they don't look back heading into the second half, winning the pistol and winning every round thereafter. A dominant statement to right the ship after that, 3 best-of-1 slide, first 2 versus getting info, then the 1 versus Boss, finally back in the driver's seat as they end the night, I believe, at a 7-3 record.
I believe you're right, Nate, as that should have been their 10th game in ECL this season. They're flying through their matches. But a 1-1 split with Boss, I think, for NRG is something that they're not going to be too satisfied with. They won't be satisfied with how Anubis went. For Boss, they'll be very happy with how Anubis went. Not so much on Mirage, but they can hold their heads held high with that Anubis victory. That 1-1 split for Boss, that's a good result. NRG came in here as what we consider to be a lock for top 2. And so far this season, they have bled a little bit. Probably a little bit more than they would like. While they probably won't have any problems making the playoffs, it's a little rough considering how this little patch of form has gone for them. The 2-0 loss versus getting info, and then another one here against Boss. There's still teams like Legacy and Nouns to play as well. Lots of spaces opened up towards the top of the end of the table because of that, and NRG are going to have to shore up some map pool issues and find a way to win the games like Anubis that get a little dirty.
Yeah, I have to agree. NRG, as you mentioned, the heavy favorites coming into this one. They're a team that has an established organization with legendary players on their roster. We're looking at Nitro and OC and Hext. They're a team that has the luxury of importing players from across the pond in Bro to drop other veteran players such as Breeze and Automatic, who were formerly on the roster. Boss is a team that's orgless, that is scrounging for players, that is constantly making forced roster changes, and yet they're still going toe-to-toe with NRG on at least a few maps. So I have to agree with you. I think Boss can hold their heads high. They've showed us that they are out for blood in this season and that they still deserve that appraisal of being one of those top favored teams in this season of ECL.
Yeah, they do. For NRG, I like the pieces that they have. I think it's going to take a little bit more time to get Bro fully integrated into the lineup, but that could be the change that's necessary to really kind of elevate NRG to the next level, as there's opportunities with teams like Wildcard and M80 spending most of their time in Europe. There's plenty of space to be taken here in North America, and in a power vacuum, it's the one who can take advantage of it that comes out on top, and NRG are looking to do just that. Boss, good result for them, though. They'll go back to the practice room and figure out what to do on Mirage, but overall, Nate, I'd say both teams can leave with a relatively satisfied feeling.
Yeah, both teams, I would say, come out with something that they can be proud of in this one. Again, I think Boss still the team to come out more so happy. But with that said, that is going to conclude our broadcast for this evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of my co-commentator Boggs, myself, Pineapple Phillips, and our production crew, have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow with more ECL action.
Think you've seen it all? With Faceit Watch's Point of View Selector, you can experience the game from any pro's perspective. Use the multi-view feature and customize the stream with up to 4 angles. Control what points you see while earning rewards. Drops are activated and lucky winners will receive Faceit points. And if you ever miss a match, VODs are now available. Get instant access to demos with multiple POVs and commentary. Watch it, control it, Faceit.
I'll show you what you wanna know.
I won't waste another one. Oh, that darkness, it won't set me back again. Oh, I'm not asleep or awake. I won't let the future escape. Take me back to you. Just shake the ground. Oh, this lightness, it will fill the air around.